Hey, welcome back to another video. There's got a little bit of a different setup with the green screen, which is currently down because of this. Yeah, I burnt out a couple lamps and there's more on the way, but I didn't want to delay this video anymore because this is a Kingdom Come Deliverance review. It's a review video, and it's been a while since I played it, and it's been delayed for about a month, I would say. What do my notes say? My notes say, God, the 17th in February? It's April, so this is like really late. So go ahead and check the timestamps below or on the screen, wherever I decide to actually put them, to check out where the actual review starts, because I want to do just a couple minutes of some like housekeeping things. All right, so if I'm looking there, that's the monitor. Looking here, those are my notes. So hopefully the new lamps arrive in a week and will be set up all good to go. But from my test videos that I did a couple days ago, like this actually kind of worked decently well. Like there was a lot of noise on like the darker part of the screen over here and like over here, but in the back it kind of sort of did work. So I'm just gonna go with it for now, and then hope the lights come in. And the next videos, we'll be actually using the green screen, which you can see here. It worked decently well, and I'm kind of excited to try something a little bit different with it. I've been also been doing live stream broadcasts. I'll put the playlist in the bottom. I've been putting them now in a just an unlisted playlist so they don't just bloat the screen, because I just realized like you can fill up your video feeds with a ton of live streams. So I put them now in a playlist, and I'll link it in the description below so you can check them out. They're also going to be on the my main page, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, you can check it out. Sometimes I'll stream, sometimes I won't. I haven't streamed in a bit, but usually when my friends play games with me, I'll stream some stuff. And if you want to see more streams, let me know. There's a Kingdom Come Deliverance stream in there, and it's the footage that I'm also using for this video. And you go check that out, and it'll be fun. Yeah, you can see me streaming games, and you can see how the full beard looks, because right now I'm in the beard tail because of the green screen. This is actually a game that I would have to review differently for myself and for recommendation, because me personally, I absolutely love this game. It came right at the right time for me, where I had wasn't really playing any other games, and I didn't really realize that I actually wanted to play an open world, medieval realistic game, for however realistic it actually turned out to be. And I joined it was like a Fallout 4 for me, where I joined the hype train a couple days or the day of release, and then I got to play the game within a week. And it was like one of those things. Like I think like a Fallout 4, I bought it like the day of, I think the day it released, and I was like looking at something like, oh, this game looks pretty cool. And I got it like right away, and I was like, I had to wait a whole one day to get it. That was how Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was, except I actually waited like a few days after. I think I waited like 4 days. What was it like? I actually got it the 17th. So I waited like 4 days. I watched a lot of live streams and reviews. I'm like, this game actually looks pretty fun. I wanted to give it a try. I wasn't really playing anything else because I'm between like a million games, and nothing has been really grabbing my attention lately. And this game did. I played it straight for like 80 hours, and I had a lot of fun in this one. The reason why I would have two different scores for me and for people to recommend, because it depends how tolerant you are to bugs and game glitches. It's a bit of a mess, I would try to say, is the most polite way of putting it. It is the buggiest game I've ever played in my life, for sure. It makes Mass Effect Andromeda look super polished. Because Mass Effect Andromeda, I didn't play it. Like I played it a couple days in the beginning, but the game wouldn't even run, so I couldn't actually play it until like maybe a month later. I was playing Nier Automata like during that time, so I had another game to play, and then I played Mass Effect Andromeda after a few patches came out, and I was like, this game isn't that buggy. The facial animations look passable. That's because I played it after all the updates. And that's kind of like where I feel Kingdom Come Deliverance may never even get to a point like that. It's possible, but I feel there is more underneath the surface to the game than just bugs and glitches, that the actual mechanics of the world just don't really incorporate itself enough to be, a super polished game, which isn't necessarily bad, because I still love it for what it is, but I just can't seem to go back to the game after 80 hours. Like once I finished it, I was like, okay, I am done with this game. It wasn't a game that I was like, I want to replay it over and over and over again. Maybe hopefully if they release more patches and it becomes, runs better and it has less bugs and glitches, I might look into it. And if there's DLCs, I'll probably definitely pick those up and play those, because there'll be new story content to play. All right, so I played it mainly before patch 1.3, which was a really big patch that added like two extremely important things, like turning off anti-aliasing and turning off VSync, just even to get close to 60 FPS. Not only do I have to turn my resolution down to 1080 from 1440, but I have to turn off both of those just to get the game running enough that to make it playable. So I'm only like pointing out like the patches and the releases and when I played it, because this is a game that will get progressively better by each patch, because it is kind of is like an early access almost. Like I know it was an early access, but in general, like I feel the game could do with another 6 months to a year in production before getting released. And it would be from going from a really fun, good game to probably one of the best games, because there's a lot of like general, like under the surface things that should be changed with the game to make it better and less kind of, and to actually get it to like the realistic point they actually wanted to get to in the first place. Because like when I play the game, it's more like I'm figuring out ways to beat the system or to work around the game's engine, or try and more like puzzle piecing quests together to be, instead of being like, oh, I'm on an adventure to figure out or help this person, being like, okay, what is this quest telling me to do? How can I do it within the game's environment? And more like being like, I don't know if this is a bug, is this a glitch, or is this just a broken quest? Yeah, so let me finish up the intro before going into the goods, the positives. I know I jumped ahead and I started talking about the bugs, but hey, that's me. If you watch any of my other videos, you know what you're getting into at this point. And it hasn't changed anything now, even though like the last video was like maybe a year ago. I don't even remember when the last time I released the video. Like that wasn't a live stream. 1.4 patch is already out, and I messed around with it a little bit. I honestly didn't really notice too much difference because I didn't really play it too much. I'm not even remember what the things were. I mean, I pretty much done most of the quests that I was going to do, so I'm not even sure if they're fixed or not fixed, or if the game experience is even going to be how it was here. So keep that in mind, that if you're watching this and the game's on sale and you're wondering whether or not to get it and you're looking at reviews, which is probably most likely the case. I don't think this video is super late. And so if you are looking at this on sale and it's a few months down the line and they're on like patch 1.8 or something, like it might be actually a good time to pick it up. It's a really fun game. And especially if you're getting it on discount, it's well worth the money. That's like a little bit of spoilers to my video at the end. Jumped ahead there. Saved you some time. The good of the game is it's okay, obviously it's opinionated, but especially for this game, it's very opinionated. It really depends how much you like Henry, who's the main character. If you don't like Henry, you're not gonna like this game. I love Henry. Henry is like a dude that's after my own heart. He starts off as just like almost a village drunk at a certain point, disappointing his parents, and you kind of pick up right where he's like deciding to do chores and like whether or not you do them efficiently or all that other stupid stuff. And then you kind of progress and you grow the character to be kind of a better person or worse person, depending on what path you want to take. So, and how people react to him, and he's always eager to learn. So whether or not you like Henry or you like that concept of like you have to better yourself in the world to get better, not just like throw on gear and stuff, but to actually, do like kind of like the repetition of fighting. It's very much more of an RPG game than what some people thought, that it was more of a tactical like combat game where you just have to practice on swinging your sword and you'll get better. No, it's very much a stat oriented game where the more you do the actions, the better he gets in the game, and therefore in regards you do more damage per swing, that kind of thing. I also really like the world that it's in. So I like Henry, and I like the world that he's traveling in. It's a really fun open world experience. It's not as open world as you would want it to be. One of the things I really like about the world is that it's not a collectathon. There isn't a whole bunch of things to collect. There isn't any vistas to go on. I was playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag recently, and it's just so much stuff's on the map in those games. There's just so many things you have to go and look at and stuff. And you just kind of like, I want to just go on the ship and explore, but there's just so many things to get distracted with, and I can't help it. I got to go and get them all. That's what they want. They want you to spend more time in the game by getting all these meaningless things in order to like get ahead in the character, and you'll fall behind if you don't even get them. But in Kingdom Come Deliverance, the only thing that really applies to that is the flowers. But even that is, if you keep picking flowers, you get better at it. And so you'll have like, at first you'll be picking one at a time. a few levels down the line, you'll be able to pick an entire like section. I don't even know what is a section of flowers. I really like the story. The story was really fun. And a lot of that has to do with Henry. So like you have to like Henry. And you have to like Henry to like the story. It just kind of where you're going to be at with it. It was very enjoyable. I enjoyed the quest. It was a really fun game to play. So I think that's one of the main points about like the good about the game is that I had fun playing it. And that's just really important. Like not until I got like later in the game that I started getting really frustrated with some of the quest mechanics, which I'll get into in the bad section. But yeah, it was really fun. The story is fun. Henry's great. The world's great. And one of the other really main things I really liked that some people have a problem with, what I mentioned already earlier about the RPG mechanics versus like being just good at the combat. It's the way where you start really weak, and in order to progress, you have to keep doing the action. It kind of has like that Skyrim feel to it, where every time you swing the sword, you get better at it, and it kind of has that feel, and it is kind of rewarding. And I actually really liked it before 1.3 because at later levels, like at kind of like towards the end game when Henry's really strong, he can start one-shotting people, and it's really fun. And then 1.3 came out, and it pretty much nerfed the hell out of Henry, and he became a lot weaker.
Jesus Christ, have mercy!
So that's kind of like the basis of the good. The last thing that I really liked about the game is I didn't have the need to rob everybody blind, which happens a lot in open world games where you got to rob everybody's houses, take all the things and sell them, where it wasn't really necessary this time. There was always like this one quest you can do that'll make you a ton of money, which is just going out and fighting bandits, and you just sell the gear and you get a ton of money. I never really needed money in the game, which could be seen negatively, but it seems like you worked for it. You went and took all the armor. The armor is very expensive. I wonder if they changed that or not for 1.4, but you can just go and sell all their armor and their weapons, which makes kind of sense. Like you just pick up as much as you can, and then you just sell it to certain traders that you build up. You can't do it right away. It takes time. So you have to build a rapport with one of the traders until they start to make more money off of what you sell them, and they like you more, and you can sell to higher prices. And so like that's the way I did. I spent a lot of time doing that, and I did get my wealth up because I did focus on it. So like you can focus on certain stuff. If you want to rob people's houses, I guess that's one way you can do it. But they give you multiple options, so you don't always have to feel the need to always loot everyone's houses because there's such a massive crafting system. It's just alchemy, and alchemy is something you can technically skip. And unless you're playing, I guess alchemy would be like the same vein as like The Witcher, where you wouldn't really need it unless you're on higher difficulties. But I don't really not know for sure because I only used it for like the marigold potions and savior shops. All right, so that's the general of the good. Now the bad. The bad is kind of easy to poke fun at any game. It's very easy to poke fun at. Yeah, obviously. I talked already a lot about the bugs. I don't really want to talk too much about it, except for a very specific point of where it becomes frustrating. It's the game is so unpolished that you'll be doing a quest and you'll get stuck, and you're not sure if it's the quest is difficult, that you're not doing the quest correctly, or if the quest is bugged, someone's glitched. The game mechanic is just so convoluted that it doesn't really tell you how it works. And one of them was like I had to like look it up multiple ways, reading forum page after forum page about post about how people completed the quest. And the way that I ended up having to do it is I just knew what the guy's name was. I knew what route he was taking, and I just randomly killed him in the middle of the road and completed the quest when I was nowhere near the place I was supposed to be, because that's like the only place I could find him after spending like a few hours just trying to figure out what to do with this quest. If you play this game, I think you know which one I'm talking about. It was a very frustrating one because it was very unclear. The way they deal with passing time. The stupid dial thing when you're waiting for time to rest or sleeping or fast traveling, it's not really that great. It's a very uninteresting way to do it, and it's very heavily embedded into quests that you need to use it. And so when you have a really terrible game mechanic that becomes very necessary for almost every single quest, especially in the monastery. The monastery is literally the worst quest ever. Like, I was actually like, oh, this is cool. We're in the monastery. But the way that they implement it and the way that the game engine just handles it and it's terrible. This is the biggest missed opportunity of what could have been one of the greatest sequences in a game. It was just really poorly done, which was really unfortunate. So that's why anytime I go realism because of the game engine, and you're not quite sure how to deal with the world because of some very jarring things that happen. And so once you get past that fact and you're like, okay, it's not a realistic game, it's just like another like Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, Fallout game from like Bethesda, that is more in that style versus like, you know, like a open world like real life simulator type game, then you can really start appreciating the game and playing it a little bit more fluidly, and you know, deciding how you want to approach it differently. I wouldn't approach this game as, oh, it's a realistic simulator game, because nowhere near that. There's a lot of fun mechanics in it, but you'll be working around some of the game engine and the game mechanics or whatever is the cause of this. I feel like there's multiple levels of problems with this game, that why I would say it needs another 6 months to a year to actually really get it to a point where it's like game of the year status. But it'll never get there because they released it too early. So maybe with their sequel, if they ever make a new one, that, because even with the DLCs, like I think there's some core problems with the game. Hopefully they make enough money on this so that the next game is a lot better. He's awake. He's alive. So what time did he wake up? Wait. No. No. No.
Hey, Henry.
No, open the door, dude.
Are you serious?
Yes, thank
What
you.
is-
Thank you, Sarazid. Thank you. Oh my god, thanks, man. Holy crap. He would have been there all day. Wow, that's stupid. That's so dumb. So what is the verdict? I think you guys already kind of know where this is going. It's wait for a sale, obviously, for more patches and more fixes. I mean, I didn't wait for it, and I definitely got my money's worth because I absolutely loved it. I'm so glad I played it. But I think it's one of those games where if I played it any other time, like say I was playing another game and this one came along, oh, let me quickly go play it, I'm pretty sure I would be like, yeah, no, thank you. I'll probably return it and be like, I'm going to go play this other game that I'm playing. But it came just at the right time for me. And it was just one of those games that you just picked up, you either love it or hate it. And I really liked it, and I played it to the end. But then it's kind of like it's following the common trend that's happening with games lately, where I am getting to the end of them and just not wanting to play them anymore, which is happening more often than not. I mean, it's happening with Nier Automata. Like, I got really frustrated towards the end because some of the game mechanics were pissing me off, although the game is really fantastic. You know, Rise of the Tomb Raider, after I finished the main story, I didn't really want to go back and do the side stuff anymore. Shadow of War, I loved Shadow of War, but oh my god, whenever you go back to that game, you start to realize just how messy it is. But I absolutely loved playing it my first playthrough. I played like 60 hours and I absolutely loved it. But then like I just can't go back and play it anymore. So it's kind of like that kind of like idea of it. That Kingdom Come Deliverance falls into that spot where it's just not, for me, it's not really that replayable at all. We'll see what happens. But definitely wait for a sale. I haven't really played too much at patch 1.4, so hopefully it's a lot better. I still might say it's a little too early. I would wait a couple more patches before grabbing this one, unless you are really convinced that you're going to love Henry and you saw enough gameplay and you just know that this is going to be something that you're going to be interested in. For me, like I don't know what point I realized it, but I was watching enough of like streams and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna really like this game, and I picked it up, and I actually really did. And it's also your tolerance of how, like, if you have a low tolerance for bugs and glitches, do not get this game yet. Definitely wait. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna do more of some random thoughts after this, but if you got it to this point, great. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've played Kingdom Come Deliverance, what your opinion is of the game, whether you loved it, whether you hate it, whether you're going to buy it, whether my review helped you in your decision if you're going to buy it. That would be great. You can like the video if you feel like it. You can subscribe to see more videos, which may or may not happen. No promises this time. Every time I make a promise, I always break it. So, but I don't know. I'm feeling good about it. I just got to figure out what the other videos are going to be about. Sorry, video was really late. Like, this was really late. That's my bad, and very poorly done because of the green screen. Just the timing was all over the place for this one. But yeah, okay. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Some rambling at the end real quick. So my immediate thought, because the next game I was trying to play is South Park: The Fractured Butthole, and damn, dude, I hate Uplay. I hate Uplay. Like, at least Kingdom Come Deliverance let me play the full game. I can't even play the Fractured Butthole anymore because it just won't launch for some reason. After 7 hours in the game, it just won't run anymore, and it's driving me nuts. Like, I can't even. And multiple people are having this problem without any solutions, and I already reinstalled the game, so I downloaded it twice. Like, come on, dude. Like, Comcast has data limits. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I think I mentioned already in the actual review. It's just like, oh my god, dude. It reminds me how the Ubisoft game is. I just wanted to sail around in my pirate ship, but I couldn't play my old save file because they don't save the files correctly, so I couldn't find it, so I had to start a new game. And man, the quests suck in that game so much. Oh my god, I just want to be at the point I was at when I was playing it before, and it's just like so infuriating. But I really want to just sail around as a pirate, shooting with pirate ships, jumping on islands, but I'm stuck trying to unlock all the things so I can get to that point of free roaming where it's like, you're a little bit more powerful, not like a little tiny ship that's going to get destroyed by anything you see. Makes me think of whether or not I want to even get Assassin's Creed Origins, because I think I heard like the game is a bit different. So let me know if you've played Assassin's Creed Origins, if it's worth getting. But dude, like, I just don't want to buy another Uplay game or any Ubisoft game that's on Uplay. I just do not like Uplay. It's terrible. I hate it. All right, and then my last random thought. I like random thoughts. I think I want to just make random thought videos. They're a lot more fun, but then no one would want to watch random thought videos. I just finished the Frankenstein Chronicles Season 1, which is the Sean Bean one with kind of like the spin-off of, not the spin-off, but like the concept of Frankenstein and creating monster, and him creating his monster, right? But it's a little bit different, and it's really good. I really, really, really liked it. It was really fun. It's on Netflix, and it was really enjoyable, unlike Jessica Jones, which was terrible. Come at me. Attack me. I want to make a video about the Marvel Netflix shows. Let me know if you actually would want to see a video about the Marvel Netflix shows and what my opinions are in ranking and all that kind of. I could talk about it for like hours. Like, let me know so whoever's lasted this long, let me know what you guys want to see in this video. Who's left in my BDO subscribers here? What are you guys playing? Are you guys still playing Black Desert Online? I'm kind of done with that game. I don't even like bother even thinking about going back to it. Maybe they release like a new class to mess around with. Let me know what you guys are playing, because it's been a while since I released a video about Black Desert Online even. So yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking, or if you guys stuck around with my kind of like disjointed video releases. Thank you for sticking around. So if you made it this far at the end of the video, the beard tail is there because it's a little easier to green screen without the frizzy beard all over the place. That's what the beard tail is going on. And that's where I'm gonna leave you guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace. I don't even have an outro. No outro.